Hello everyone, very good morning. So we were discussing regarding the introduction to the community health nursing unit. So in yesterday's class we have seen the definitions, the key terms that were there in the community health. So now I would like to introduce you what is the concept of health and what is the concept of a disease and what are the dimensions and what are the indicators of health. So coming to the concept of health and a disease. So we'll see what is the concept of health first of all. So here if you see health, so if you take any community, or any region mainly or any type of culture, they are mainly focusing on the health. So it is, if you see here, health is a common theme in most of the culture. So if you take any community, different types of communities are there and they are having their own type of model. For example, if you take the tribal culture, so they also focus on their health. So they worship their gods, they use some type of medicinal leaves that were available in the forest. And if you take the community which is living in the urban area, they are focusing on their health, they maintain the diet, correct or not? They use certain types of medications, they visit the nearest hospitals for their health checkup. So every community, so if you eat some type of foods, it is very harmful to health. If you do not eat these foods, it will be harmful to health. You should eat this type of foods only, you should do your work in this type only, you should do your work in this type only. So like that they will say. So different cultures are having different types of concepts. So if you see here, the ancient Indians and the Greek, they shared this concept and attributed the disease. So if you see here, health, it is a fundamental right for every human being. So, and it is also a social goal. So the persons who are living on this earth worldwide, for every person, health, it is the fundamental right and it is very essential to the satisfaction of basic human needs. So here, whenever a person is healthy, the quality of life he leads is also becoming an healthy life. So as we are discussing, that's what the health, it is a fundamental human right. If you want to live a quality of life, if you want to improve your life standards, if you want to attain the full life of your lifespan, you need to have proper health. If there is no proper health to the person will fall sick, the person will go for illness and he will result in the early death or early mortality. So if he is having any kind of disease, if a single person in the family is having disease, ultimately it will affect all the other persons who are living in a family, correct or not? If a person in your family is not happy, if a person in your family is unhealthy and is having any kinds of disease, what will happen? Our focus will be on that person. Our focus will be on the person to invest the money, how he will get all right and when he can come back. So we will focus on him only. We can't eat. So whenever we are not eating, our physical health will be damaged, our mental health will be damaged, our social means whenever you are not happy, whenever you are having some kind of problem, can you speak to the other person who is sitting beside you? No. Ultimately your social health is also being destroyed and the spiritual health is also being destroyed. So here if you see health, it is the basic fundamental right, not in a community, not in a country or not in a state, it is entire world. The persons who are living on this earth, the health, it is the fundamental right and it is essential to the satisfaction of the basic needs of human needs and to an improved quality life, and it is to be attained by all people. Everyone should have this health. So if you see the United Nations in the year 1979, what they have done is they have adopted the health as an integral part of socio-economic development. So what it had become? It had become a major instrument for overall socio-economic development. So here when all the people living in a community are healthy, automatically the entire community will be in a healthy manner and their economic development and their social development also will be increased. So what happened there? It became a new social order. We'll see what is the definition of WHO. So the definition of health according to the WHO, if you see, it was given in the year 1948. So what it is saying, Health is a state of complete physical, mental, social and spiritual well-being, not merely an absence of any kind of disease or infirmity. So health implies sound mind, a sound body, a sound family in a sound environment. So what is the statement is saying here? A person is said to be healthy when he is physically strict, physically sound, mentally sound, socially sound and spiritually sound. Then we are saying him as an healthy person. So health is implying what? Sound mind means the way he thinks, it should be appropriate, it should be correct. The way his appearance is, the way his body is, it should be proper. And the family, so the family, entire family should be a healthy family, and the entire environment, it should be a healthy environment. Then only we are saying the person is healthy. Because if the family is not good, ultimately it will affect what? The mental status of the person. It will affect the social status of the person. Then according to the WHO definition, the person is not healthy here. So health is implying sound mind, sound body, sound family and sound environment. Coming to the types of health. So as we are saying, if you see the definition, we have 4 types of health. We have physical health, we have mental health, we have social health and also we have spiritual health. Firstly, we'll see what is physical health. So physical, the term physical, it is related to your body. So the physical health is defined as the condition of your body. So good physical health is when your body is functioning as it was designed to function. So when are we saying the person is physically healthy? When all the body functions are functioning accurately. So what is supposed to be done, it has to be done. For example, if your digestive system is there, it is there to digest the food that we have ate, and it is used to, it has to excrete the waste material, and it should provide nutrition to the body by digesting the material that we have eaten. So if there is any kind of digestive problem in your body, then you are not said to be healthy, because you are having some physical problem. Or if any kind of limb or any finger is lost, so you cannot perform certain types of works. So during that time also we'll say the physical health is not good. So here the signs of physical health. So what are the signs of physical health? A good complexion means a good color of skin, clear skin, bright eyes and lustrous hair, and a good appetite, firm and flesh and body well clothed. So whenever you are said to be physically fit, when you are clothed properly, and sound sleep, you should be able to sleep very nicely, and regular activity of bowel as well as bladder. So the persons whenever we get up early in the morning, you should attend the nature calls in a proper manner. Some people will have constipation, they cannot go for urine, or some people they will go for polyuria, means they will go for excessive urination. So all these are some of the things that were involved in the physical health. And a sweet breath and smooth and easy coordinated movement. So if a person is doing all these things, then we are saying the person is physically healthy. If the person is unable to perform these activities, then we are saying the person is physically unhealthy. So hope you understood what is physical health. Now we'll see what is mental health. So mental health means the way you think, the way you speak. It is mainly related to your mind aspect. So physical and mental health are interrelated. If you see a mentally healthy person, he is free from internal conflicts. Conflicts means nothing but, so we will be unable to judge what to do and what not to do. For example, you have exam on the one day, and at the same day you have a cricket match. So you have exam on the same day and you have a cricket match on the same day. So what you will choose? You want to go to exam or you want to go to cricket match? So cricket match, if you miss this one also, you can watch it in the television today or tomorrow. But if you miss the exam, the entire year will be lost. So what you can do here? Which one is the important, writing exam or going and watching the cricket match? So if the person is free from the conflict, the person will definitely choose, according to my wish, he will go for exam, because he don't want to waste the entire year that he had struggled previously, and he doesn't want to waste the coming year also because of not attending the exam. So this is the conflict. So you must be able to make your own decision. So you must be able to make your own decision, and it should be properly done, appropriately done, and you should look positive on life. and the ability to function well with others, means you have to speak with others in a proper manner, not to spare them or not to scold them. You need to show love to and affection towards them. Effective management of emotions means whenever necessary you should cry. If it is necessary, you should be little anger, you should show little anger, you should control your temper. Okay, you should not cross beyond the limit. So your emotions, the way you behave, everything should be in an effectively done, in an effective management. And nextly, reasonable appetites and spiritual nature. You should pray to God every time, and success and happiness, and you should live effectively as the other. And he is not dominated by fear, love, anger, jealousy, guilt or worry. So no person should have fear. For everything, love. So you should not get dominated by love. That you should love, but the love should not dominate you. And you should not get dominated by anger, and you should not feel jealousy for any kind of success that is achieved by your friends or your family members or your siblings or others who are there with you. And you should not feel guilt for everything, and you should not have worries. So this is the mental health. So whenever the thing is required, you should be able to perform. You should have management of emotions. So this is the mental health. A person is said to be physically healthy and mentally healthy when they are satisfying these types of aspects. Coming to the social health, what do you mean by social health? So here the social health, it is implying the way you speak with the other person, the way you interact with the society. So here every healthy individual, he is a part of family and a wider community. So here group of people are constituting a family, and group of families are constituting a society and our community. So whenever you are an integral part of a community or a family here, so you should be able to share your thoughts, feelings, you should be able to cooperate with them. If you are not doing, then you are not healthy socially. Spiritual health, so it is related to body, mind and soul. So here the psychology, if you see the body, mind and soul, these are all separate. So here it is including the principles of integrity and ethics. So you should follow the values should be there. You see here the soul, when it is contented by body as well as mind, means when these three are coming into a proper way, then the spiritual health is achieved. So this is called the spiritual health. Now we'll see what are the concepts of health. So here if you see the concepts of health, they are evolved over the centuries. So from individual concern to a worldwide social goal has been achieved. And if you see the concept of health, we have mainly four types of concepts. We have biomedical concept, we have ecological, we have psychological, and we have holistic concepts. So we'll see what is a biomedical concept, what is ecological concept one by one. So what is biomedical concept? So here according to this concept, a person is said to be healthy when there is absence of any kind of disease. So if the person is not having any kind of disease, according to the biomedical concept, the person is said to be a healthy person. So here the biomedical theory, it is mainly said based on the germ theory of disease. So here human body, if you take our human body, they are saying in this germ theory, they are saying the human body as a machine. The disease which is coming to the human body, if any kind of disease is coming, what will be there? The machine, it is breaking down. The machine, it is breaking down and it cannot work further. So in the same way, when they are applying the same theory to the human body, they are seeing the human body as a machine and the disease as a consequence. So whenever the consequence is coming in the form of disease, what will happen? The machine will stop to work. In the same way, the body also will stop to work. So when a machine is damaged, what we will do? We will take that machine to the mechanic. In the same way, according to the germ theory, when a body is being diseased, we are taking them to the doctors mainly to repair. So this is what the germ theory is saying. So if you see the criticism for this theory, mainly they are saying what it has done means it has minimized the role of environment. It has minimized the role of social, psychological and cultural determinants of health. So what is the definition of health according to WHO? Physical, mental, social, spiritual well-being. So here in this biomedical concept, can you see any kind of these concepts? Physical health is there, mental health it is not there. Biological health it is there, it is not there. Cultural determinants are there? No, they are not there. Mainly simply they are relating the human body as a machine and the consequence is a disease. And whenever a machine stops working, what we will do, we will take the machine to the repair shop so that they will repair the machine again and they will give it back to us. So here this germ theory is also saying the same way. Whenever we are getting diseased, we are taking our bodies to the doctors and doctors are repairing our body and again they are sending us. So this is what the biomedical concept is. It is mainly focused on germ theory. If the person is not having any kind of disease, then the person is said to be healthy according to this biomedical concept. Nextly, we'll see what is the ecological concept. So here this concept, it is viewing health as a dynamic equilibrium between man and his environment. So when the equilibrium is maintained between the man and the environment, then the person is said to be a healthy person. So here humans' ecological and cultural adaptations determine the occurrences of the disease. So here if you see the ecological concept, it is mainly raising two types of issues. So here according to the definition, what it is saying, when an individual is maintaining healthy relationship with the environment, when we are able to maintain the healthy relationship with the environment, here the environment is giving back to us and we are giving back to environment. But if we are not maintaining proper relationship with the environment, then the health of the person is also getting diseased. So here what is the issue? If the person is imperfect, then the environment is also imperfect. So this is what the ecological concept is meant by. Nextly, psychological concept. So if you see the psychological concept, it is mainly focusing on social, psychological, economic, political factors of the individual. So here psychological concept, it views the health as both biological and social phenomena. So a person is said to be healthy when he is able to focus, when he is able to focus mentally and when he is able to determine what is good and what is bad according to the psychological concept. According to this concept, if any of the social, psychological, economic or political factors are affecting the person, then the person is not said to be healthy. Coming to the holistic concept, if you see this holistic concept, so it is the synthesis of biomedical, ecological as well as psychosocial concept. So the name holistic itself, it is including all three. So the things which we have discussed, so it is recognizing the role of social, economical, political, environmental influences on health. That's what we are accepting the holistic concept. A person is said to be a healthy person when he is physically, psychologically, socially, spiritually healthy. Then we are saying the person as a healthy person. So this is the holistic concept. This I would like to end this session here. In next class we'll discuss what is the disease and what is the concept of disease, and we'll also see what are the dimensions of health and determinants of health. So thank you so much. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, please like, share and subscribe the channel, and if you have any queries, please drop them in the comment box or you can contact me through my WhatsApp number. Thank you. Thanks for watching.